Oh, okay.
We're walking by.
Where are we, Meredith?
We are at the Mammoth dig site in South Dakota.
Got it. Look who's here.
Mammoth, baby!
We're gonna go to see the hairy guys.
Okay.
Flag sticking up, and in 1978 they took a 4 samples to see how to 45 feet more to go before they hit the bottom, and they're estimating it's going to take about 20 to 30 years, and so we saw a lot of digging stones. Now looking up from Napoleon, you'll see beauty on this pedestal here, and he's our most complete skull. He has both his tusks intact, really any cracks. The only thing missing really is the right tip of his tusk. So beauty is not our largest skull. If you look up from beauty, our largest skull is this guy right here. Now below me, you'll notice there are no bones in this area. And you'll also see some ripple marks here in the sediments. And so because of those two reasons, we know that artesian spring is coming up from this side.
Thanks, Dad.
So what'd you think about the first stop of the Dad's
We thought there
reunion
was
road tour?
like there's quite a bit of bones going on there.
And
No bones about it.
And Elizabeth doesn't think it's real.
I thought it was really cool. Thanks, Dad, for planning it.
Oh, he's done that once already.
So where are we now?
We are at Mount Rushmore National Memorial, where they do not give a parking discount for active duty military.
Okay, now before you get in there and see their faces, who are the 4 presidents of Mount Rushmore
No,
National
I don't
Memorial?
want you to do this to me because I was thinking about that on the way up, and I can only think of 3. Why don't you tell us the 4?
Well, you got,
Specialist Olson.
you got Abraham Lincoln, you got George Washington, and then you got 2 more.
Thomas Jefferson.
And?
Oh no, hold on. Teddy Roosevelt.
I think that's right.
No, it's like 3.
I'm listening to you. Yeah, they're all mine.
Well, none of this looks the same since I've been here almost 20 years ago, 19 years ago.
Wow.
When I was 8.
Who took you?
These really nice people. That they might have been my
the people
parents.
pretending to be your parents?
Yep. Actually, it was my mom and the aliens
Okay.
that brought us here.
Oh.
Get within the final 4 inches of the faces of this quote. That's pretty good, I think. But after that point, you obviously don't want to take a chance at messing it up. Work so hard to get it to the right amount. But they would now take a different process called honeycombing, which they would drill in holes about 1 to 2 inches apart and remove that rock with a hammer and chisel. Now, while we are on the topic of the faces, is anyone worried about Mount Rushmore eroding?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people are actually.
Does it keep
that's
you
what rocks
awake?
do. Eventually, they erode away, enjoying the soil below. But fortunately, you guys can all sleep well tonight. And you can go home telling your friends and family that you learned something really interesting here at Mount Rushmore today. And that is that this rock is called Harney Peak granite. Now, Harney Peak granite is so hard that it erodes at a rate of about 1 inch every 10,000 years. So when you all come back to visit Mount Rushmore in 10,000 years, Mount Rushmore will look the same, just about an inch or two smaller.
When I second came to Mount Rushmore, it was in about 1969, 1970 maybe, and the radical Indians had taken over up on top of Mount Rushmore, and there was a blockade. The federal marshals had all the roads up there blocked off. So me and my group of 4 who decided we wanted to go up and help the Indians went all the way up on the back road and then hiked in about 1.5 miles. And we spent the afternoon with the encamped Indians illegally parked on Mount Rushmore. And we offered to stay, and they said, no thank you, you have the wrong color skin. So they sent us away. So we left. And it was, I don't know, a couple of weeks later probably that the marshals went in and threw them out. And some of them got jailed, and Russell Means was there and all those guys. So that's my story about Mount Rushmore from 1970.
How many times have you been here?
Let's see. I went here first in 1960, a junior high trip. Then in after the junior high trip, it would have been...
So you were like 20 when you came here?
Yeah. 1960, and then 1964 with Russ Bartmus, 1963 with Russ Bartmus, and then 1970, and then when I brought you guys here, how many years ago? 19 years ago.
1993.
93, and then this trip.
And what year is this again?
92.
This is 2011.
Fabulous.
You win.
Good story.
You win. You've been here the most.
I want to go hang out with the Indians.
Plaster masks were used to build Mount Rushmore. They were hung up on the side of the mountain so the workers could measure ratios when they carved in.
There, she's shooting bull right now. She's shooting bull.
Okay, Jake, hold up the name of Sheboygan.
I guess maybe I'm very Julico out of like.
I'll go away with people starting. You're good.
Non-scratch.
Hold on. Shake hands again. Shake hands again.
Oh no. We're shaking hands. Wild turkeys in the Fargo Cemetery.
Yeah.
Oh, those are pretty. Pretty color. Getting that there? Get a good shot of Scott working his butt off.
Did you get some else? Yeah. Get some. I'm picking my nose. Just a moment.
Oh, okay.
And so, is this like a plot? You got a bunch of
Auntie
land here
Adelaide.
for everybody. Aunt Adelaide, okay.
Yeah,
Mother's
there's
right
standing
it.
on Adelaide.
Mom, is there water in the trunk?
Hestaskeet, horse shit.
Nice land.
How do you say it, Jerry?
Hestaskeet. Helvetus Hestaskeet. God who created us, God who redeemed us, God who sustains us is present with us now. We gather here to support one another as we remember Florence, mom, sister-in-law, mother-in-law, grandma, great-grandma, cousin, friend, who has died and has been commended to God. May this sacred space and the hallowed ground on which we stand remind us of the eternal circle of life, death, and resurrection. And may it renew our respect for the delicacy and preciousness of all life. The book from Romans, who will separate us from the love of Christ? Will hardship or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. For I am convinced that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor rulers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God in Christ Jesus. In Matthew's Gospel, Jesus says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." And he says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest." And from John's Gospel, Jesus said to Martha, "Your brother will rise again." Martha said to him, "I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day." Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. Those who believe in me, even though they die, will live, and everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this?" And she said to him, "Yes, Lord. I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, the one coming into the world." The death of one whom we love startles us and saddens us. Our lives have changed. Our lives here have changed, and we noticed that much this weekend. For those of us who are able to believe Jesus' words that he is the resurrection and the life, this day and forevermore. And we believe that Jesus' resurrection is Florence's resurrection, just as it is ours. For us, we believe that God has graciously welcomed Florence into God's nearer and deeper presence, and that God is the same God that offers us care and compassion at this time. We each come here with our own memories,